Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, baby. Hello, Jay.
Hello, Mike.
How are you, my friend?
Very well. You?
Doing all right.
Good.
Hanging in there.
Good.
Another doctor's appointment today. Went spectacular.
Don't you just love it? Sitting in waiting rooms and
dude, I sat
having
there.
cold hands touch your belly.
I sat there. I purposely
Stethoscope.
scheduled. Actually, they didn't do all that. This guy is shocked at how good my lungs sound, which is hilarious. It's like the only bit of good news I get, but it's like I just first time he came in here, I just wouldn't have thought this was possible.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
It's like
Your
blowing
lungs-
bubble gum through a honeycomb.
Wow, what are you doing to those things? Fantastic. So that was the
Like,
highlight.
well, smoking a pack a day
Yeah,
and hanging out, you know.
You know, being irresponsible with my diet. I don't know. I don't know what else it would be. But yeah, I scheduled it for 7:30. Like, well, if you schedule for 7:30, you'll be his first, so you can just get in and get the fuck out. Because you get there at 8:30, and now he can kind of be a gabber. And so it's like now you're getting backed up. And
But you didn't back up. But
Back up.
you didn't realize he wasn't scheduled. He wasn't thinking he'd be in till 9:30.
yeah, he comes sauntering. No,
Had
I
a quick 9.
yeah, he had a quick half a round in before.
What
before
is
lunch.
it that, I understand that people back them up and sometimes they see somebody and they have to do more work, but I think they should have to give more of an explanation, honestly,
Isn't that
on
something?
why.
Yeah, doctors
you
get
can-
away with murder.
Yeah,
you
they
can-
do.
Because it's
Do
just a
whatever
doctor.
the fuck they want.
And
They
oh, wow.
triple book. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're all like, oh God, thank you for seeing me.
Because
Oh,
what
wow.
are we going to fucking do? They're
Oh,
just like
great one.
nerds. They know they have the fucking key to the kingdom.
Yeah.
And then
He's great because he's helping me a lot just because I don't have insurance. So helping me legitimately find ways to cut corners and save money. But
That's nice.
But yeah, it's like 7:30, and so the fucking nurse lady comes in. It's 8:30, and I'm just sitting in this fucking room, and I'm like, dude, it's been an hour. I haven't seen anybody yet. I got 7:30 on purpose to be the first one. And she's like, oh yeah, you know what?
He forgot about that.
No, he was there because I could hear him like a room over, just blathering away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. And she's like, yeah, last minute someone snuck in a 7:15. But I'm like, what?
Last
You
minute.
fucking how dare you undercut me? That's bullshit. She's like, yeah, so you're stuck now behind.
So you called in. They're like, yeah, 7:30, and then
7:30.
someone else calls in. They're like, we do have a guy coming in first thing at 7:30.
7:30.
Why don't you just sneak in at 7:50? That's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Isn't
man.
that odd? They're like, well,
See,
here's
they
the
double
trick.
booked as early as
Totally.
That is just ridiculous.
7:30, you're good. You'll be the first guy in. I'm like, that's what I need because I got guys coming over to the house. There's a whole schedule to keep. Yeah, no. But then when I left there, dude, I stop at the store and I see this old man. What is with the the high-waisted old man?
It's a big cliche to joke about, but it is a question that I think is worth asked. When is the point in your life that all of a sudden you just wear pants at your
right below your nipples.
Dude,
Right.
these were at his nips. I swear to God, he was a wisp of a man, adorable, probably 90, just shuffling along. And these, I've never, dude, it looked like.
Is it
like,
a fastener situation? Like if he puts it lower, he doesn't have much of a butt, and it's just going to fall down, so he needs it over his gut, which will hold it up?
What, overalls go out of style for this man? I mean, what? But, dude, it was
Haven't
like.
heard of suspenders, sir?
Yeah. I mean, it works for Lawrence King. He's been pulling it off for decades.
Mork?
Mork successfully pulled it off. But, dude, I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, he looks like he's missing an essential piece of, like, the middle part of his body. Like
Yeah,
that. You know what I mean?
I'm guessing he's going over the gut, so there's something there to hold it. Because
Well,
a lot
yeah.
of those old men, they just, like, lose their butts, their legs are all skinny. And
Yeah. Boy, it
No,
looks
that's a
like,
good point. You know what? That is kind of a good point. Maybe that must be it.
But
because
I'd
the
like to
belt-
see him at 30, though, and see if he was, like, higher than he should be, but still doing okay. But then it's just gotten higher and higher. Because I
Yeah.
don't want to be that guy. That age scares me more than almost anything, where I've got to hike up my pants.
You won't have to worry
far.
about that, dude.
Fair point.
route you're going. My God. Hey, you mentioned insurance a moment ago, Mike. That
Yeah.
reminds me of our friend Brent Wasik.
What's that?
Insurance. We all need it. We all need it, don't we, Mike? Most of us don't even know what kind of coverage we have or don't have, or who provides it or doesn't provide it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business. He offers all types of insurance coverage. Did you know he offers health insurance?
Oh, I've heard rumor of that. I
Auto?
didn't know that was a thing
Yeah.
until you started doing the reads.
Auto, home, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasik at 734-455-1900 and get a free, no-obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900.
Apparently, big news today, Jake. Came across. I know that because it came across a notification bar on my phone. Loves telling me breaking news. You know, there's a few sites that'll do it, but about the World Cup.
Yeah,
And I
the
was like-
United bid.
Yeah, I'm like,
One-
I'm not going to read this story, but I'll have to ask Jay because it seems to be rather important. People seem rather fired up about this news, World Cup.
Well,
news.
as you know, the 2018 World Cup starts in Russia here on Thursday. We're all
Right.
very excited about that.
Tremendously
The
excited.
U.S. unfortunately didn't make it. Didn't make the cut.
Oh, did I say we were excited about that? I meant the opposite.
I am excited about
Yeah.
it, despite the lack of a U.S. team. It's not in the field of 32. But the big news for the U.S. today was that the 2026 bid was awarded.
I'm not going to be around in 2026. I can't wait that long. Can't we switch with Russia or something?
But what's interesting is it was a united bid between Canada, United States, and Mexico.
Yeah.
So this has never been done before.
What is that?
where They
What does that
spread
mean?
they spread the games across all three countries.
Wow.
And they outbid Morocco.
I was
for-
going to
for
say,
the
wasn't
rights.
it something like Morocco
Yeah.
or some weird?
Although Morocco tried to pose it as like this is a whole African kind of continental thing we're doing
Oh,
here,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
you know, bring it to Africa. But
Sure.
U.S. won, and I think they're gonna expand the field to 48 teams, so we have a much better chance of making it.
Excellent,
And actually,
gentlemen.
the host country usually gets an automatic bid, and my question would be, well, which of the three countries gets the auto bid?
The
You
worst
just give
one, I guess.
Yeah,
All
probably.
three of them, right?
I don't. Maybe because
let
they're
everybody
expanding
in.
the field. Maybe they do. I don't
I
know.
mean,
but-
would it be typical? I would think it would, but would it be typical for Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. to be in the World Cup, or
Not
is it like
Canada.
not Canada?
Yeah, Mexico's in. U.S. is usually in. Canada is
Yeah.
sort of
No.
a middling.
So why
team.
would Morocco? Don't they have problems where wasn't there a real problem with FIFA or whatever organization
Oh,
books
it's corrupt as
locations?
fuck, yeah.
yeah, where people like Russia,
Qatar is the next one, and
then-
it's
Isn't it
believed
pretty much
that
they
was
just bought it, right?
Oh yeah,
That was-
just bribe the shit out of
Yeah.
the FIFA reps.
Wow.
So yeah, look for that in 8
Do you-
years.
Do you
Well,
think
I
that,
wonder when they would announce like what cities in America.
Oh yeah,
like,
they know already.
they do?
Yeah, they've
yeah, like
announced it.
Cincinnati's one.
I think the closest two cities are Cincinnati and Toronto
Yeah.
to us.
really
Yeah.
they wouldn't. I would. Wow, I'm surprised they wouldn't do a Ford Field. That seems like a perfect landing spot.
Not when you have every venue in the country going, hey, this would be a perfect spot.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All the
That's
outdoor
true.
fields, sweet new stadiums like
Yeah.
Dallas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you think that 48 teams, like, do you really think adding that, it doesn't it water a lot of it down? Do you think people are really, like, are there people that are probably really upset about that? Or not? Do they just think the more
Probably
teams,
the
the better?
sanctity of the game, right? It would be like the
just seems
NCAA if you added 16 more teams or something like that.
I
It
just
would-
feel like
You mean the
32 is already.
NAACP?
yeah, the NAACP people would be bitching up a storm.
Yeah, but March Madness is awesome. I mean, we love that. If you
The cream should rise to the top. You
I
add
know,
16 worse teams, they're just going to lose. So
Yeah.
whatever.
I guess.
especially in that sport. You
Yeah.
know, the best
More
teams are
games,
gonna-
more money.
Yeah.
I mean, right, I guess. I mean,
He's bummed about this. He is furious.
I like-
Just how
you know-
about this? Turn your TV off for the first week.
I get it.
Pick it up in round two.
I
when
just
it's-
think that sports, when it comes to sports, even if I'm not interested, even if I'm not necessarily watching, I really believe the playoffs should be way more hard to get into than they should be. I think even in the regular, in our major
in
four.
football or.
Yeah, I don't think half the
Dude,
teams
I
in the
hated
NHL.
it when
should-
you had a really good team, but you were just in a smoking division, and it's like, dude, this team has no chance. I mean, they're one of the top teams in the league, and they've just got a team that's better than division-wise.
I know why
When
they do it, and it's money. That's the reason they
but
do it.
I
They don't
liked
do it
that
for
they
any
did
other.
it.
I understand.
I liked when they expanded the wild cards and added teams.
Whatever.
I just did. I mean, bring on more of it. I wouldn't mind adding a couple more teams.
International football, as it is,
The beautiful game.
the beautiful game, the cream will rise to the top.
Yeah.
So go ahead and add your Canadas and so forth, and they're not going to make it out of their group.
Yeah,
so.
but it'll be fun for their country.
Yeah.
Trump successfully landed. I know you guys were all worried about that. He's back on U.S. soil. Landed at Andrews.
Diamond and Silk will be relieved.
Yes, boy, dude, I got a lot of people saying they loved hearing them on the show. Mm-hmm. They really enjoyed Diamond and Silk. I was like, really? Okay,
Characters.
cool. Yeah, they were fun. Anyway, yeah, that would be a tough trip, dude. 20-hour flight. Going
Air
to
Force
Asia,
One,
man.
though, dude. I mean,
I know
that dude's got
but
like
he's traveling a lot. I'm shocked. Like, dude, I'm burned. We flew to Minnesota, and I was like, Man, this is exhausting.
On Spirit Airlines.
Yeah, that's
packed
true.
into some bullshit seat.
Oh, dude,
this guy's got a luxurious Air Force One.
Yeah.
It's like a flying office / bedroom / whatever.
I wonder if he ever sleeps in there. I bet he does.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, he's tweeting, though, as soon as he can. Everybody can now feel much safer than the day I took office. Before taking office, people were assuming we were going to war with North Korea. President Obama said North Korea was our biggest and most dangerous problem. No longer. Sleep well tonight. Sleep well, kiddies. Dad's got this.
Did that precede his tweet about Bob De Niro, calling him Punchy Bob or whatever it is? He's made up another dumb nickname.
So we're going to have to hear Punchy Bob every time De Niro says something now that...
The
Crooked Hillary.
juxtaposition of what he tweets and what he has going on in his mind is unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
On the one hand, he's solving world peace, according to him, right?
Right.
And then on the other, he's criticizing a somewhat washed-up actor. I won't go there. I guess he's he's
I think
definitely,
that's okay.
Nah, he's definitely one of the fine ones out there. I take that back.
One of the finest ever, but still, I wouldn't mind checking an IMDb lately because I think it might be like we haven't seen a good movie since what was the one he did with Ben Stiller?
Yeah, Meet the Fockers.
Meet the Fockers. Those were good movies,
Well,
and he was funny in those. But
yeah,
that's
kind of a
20
goofy
years.
role for him.
I mean, can you guys think
Since
of anything?
Goodfellas, has he done anything like really dramatically interesting?
He's
Maybe
Raging
Heat?
Bull.
Heat?
I don't know.
Well, he did Dirty. Apparently, there was a Dirty Grandpa. Was that? Or no? Oh no! Wait a minute.
I'm
never mind.
not going to call him wash up.
Dirty Grandpa
I
wasn't
think
terrible.
I think he would do a fabulous job if given the right role.
I liked
today.
the intern.
Yeah, the answer.
The intern.
He plays like an old man who becomes an intern at like a modeling agency. Or
It's like
something.
it's like a blogging company. Or,
Yeah, New York
Of course,
City.
he teaches some lessons that the young kids don't get because they're too, we're too into our Twitter, and he's like, comes in and like, sometimes it's good to print out papers, god damn it, and he wins everyone's heart over.
Yeah, his film choices have been weird the last
Yeah,
15,
yeah.
20 years. He was on this role as like a real artiste, right? He and Pacino, and there
Yeah,
was just this
yeah.
ilk. But then it was cool that he went into sort of some comedies, and that was fun for a minute. But
Yeah.
Silver Linings. He's been in some stuff.
Yeah,
man, dude.
I'm glad
honestly,
you brought that back. That you walked that back. It's not fair to critique his.
okay, so I take that back. But be that as it may, he's tweeting about an individual actor, the president is.
Yeah.
And his criticism, his ridiculous, everybody can agree. Like, dude, the guy's standing there at the Tony Awards going, fuck Trump.
Yeah.
Come on.
Stupid.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
Lacks all civility.
I don't know that I like Trump. Like he's like keeps going on our unprecedented meeting, and this how wonderful Kim Jong Un is, and I heard Lindsey Graham going, just make no mistake about it, this man is a brutal murderer. He is a murderer, kills his own people, does not care about his people, and he does not care about anyone but himself. He's a dictator and a murderer, and I'm just like, ooh, jeez, settle down, poops. So anyway, he's back home, and I'm sure you'll all be enjoying his tweets to come. Speaking of sports, as we were, soccer is still considered a sport, I think. Do you see this NHL fight going on with these bitches? Like the NHL, the wife of the Senators captain, Erik Karlsson, filed a restraining or a protection order against the girlfriend of one of his teammates.
Oh, yeah, I saw the headline for that. I didn't.
Yeah,
What?
Melinda Carlson alleges that Monica Carrick posted hundreds of derogatory online messages aimed at her and her husband. Carrick is a longtime partner of Senators forward Mike Hoffman. Can you imagine being on as teammates, and
Would you just?
like your fucking bitch girlfriend is just like shitting all over this other girl. Monique Carrick has uttered numerous statements wishing my unborn child dead. Their first son named
Man.
Axel was stillborn in March.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. She also claimed Carrick uttered that she wished I was dead and that someone should take out my husband's legs and end his career.
Did she cast a spell upon little Axel?
I
How did she call that one,
I
man?
don't know, but that's pretty bad. Monica Carrick has posted over 1,000 negative and derogatory statements about me as a professional. The Senators, as a club, said they're investigating, cooperate, blah, blah, blah. Protection of our team and families is...
What a
most-
time for this too. They just won the freaking championship, right?
Yeah.
You said the.
Did you say the Capitals or the Senators?
Senators, Ottawa Senators.
Oh shit! Dude. I fucking my bad.
It's all right. So they tweeted a picture of, I guess they gave him like footprints from young Axel, when he was born, like probably what they did with Monster when Monster died, and they gave me that little thing where they stamped his feet.
Yeah.
And so they I think that's what they did anyways. So they got little actual or just his footprints, I guess. And Erik Karlsson had sent a message out. Extremely difficult time, hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We know that one day we'll get there. We feel very lucky to be Axel's parents, even though he was stillborn, and they believe that they'll see him at another point in time. So there's like tens of thousands of people that respond to this, but one of the messages returned back.
She trolled that. She trolled that.
I feel bad for the baby. He didn't have a chance with Melinda popping painkillers every day.
Oh my God.
And so Karlsson responded, "How dare you? You have been making fake accounts and buying hacked ones for months to harass me and my wife, but this is an all-new low even for you. You are a disgusting person." And so that account and other... Dude, to be dealing with that shit? Ugh.
Perspective, lady. Perspective.
Yeah, unreal. And then staying with the sports world for one more minute. You see Reggie Bush? You remember Reggie Bush?
Yeah, dude.
Running back?
Where did he sue? He sued the Rams, right?
Sued the Rams and won.
Yeah.
Yesterday was announced he's getting
$12.5 million.
$12.5 million for a knee injury that he suffered in 2015. That was the Rams' last season there before.
Listeners are thinking, how could a football player on another team sue the Rams and win? Well,
I'll tell you how. So he gets 4.95 in compensatory damages and 7.5 in punitive. What's the difference in those two?
it's compensatory is like compensating him for actual loss. Like you can blackboard this loss.
Okay. And then punitive is just
is to punish you,
Okay.
So the compensatory could be, hey, I had another good year left. And I lost that on my contract.
Gotcha.
And or, mental distress sort of thing.
And that seems legit. I mean, if it was truly, if you're trying to gauge it out, although he was pretty washed up at that point. I mean, he didn't have a great year with the Lions, right? And then he went to the Niners and had, and then he got injured. Then I think he tried to play one more year. But anyways, he was playing for the 49ers when this injury happened. I totally remember it. I remember the play, him being pushed out of bounds, and one of those where you're running towards the wall, and they've got this
apron, this concrete apron around the field that leads up to the wall. It's what, like 6 feet, 8 feet wide or something?
Something like that.
And so the guy hits it with cleats on, and you can imagine.
They say it's 35 feet behind the 49ers bench. So that's not that far when you're running full speed and you get pushed. And, he slips on this concrete, goes into the wall, like ass down, legs up, and blows his knee out. Yeah, and it's known in the league as the concrete ring of death.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So he, gets a season-ending knee injury. And they say the injury undermined his earnings as a player for the rest of his career. He signed with Buffalo and then retired the year after. He lost his ability to do what he loved and to bargain for a contract that he'd worked his entire life for. These players get chewed up. They only have so many chances. He also sued, another company that was dismissed. Josh McCown, though, like 2 weeks before that, slipped on that concrete and blew his shoulder out.
Oh, man.
And they said 2 weeks after Bush's injury, they had a rubber surface around there. Dude, we've worn cleats many, many times. Is there anything worse than hitting like
especially like really
smooth concrete?
Smooth concrete, yeah.
Like you hit that with cleats, and it's like
running
being on
full
ice.
speed.
Oh, being on an ice rink. We would see that a lot, like in the olden days when we played soccer together, and you'd usually have like a track around the soccer field, and walking out across that, it was always, I guess a lot of them are kind of rubber padded now, but
all of them are rubber now.
Are they?
Yeah.
Back in our day, they
I know.
weren't.
It's just
and you could slip
concrete.
easily on those.
Hey, Hamlin Pubs inviting you to their 5 Metro Detroit locations. Come enjoy Hamlin Pubs' great food, their drinks, and their atmosphere. Whether you're watching the game with your buddies, out for a meal with the family, or even out for an evening with your girl, it's always a great time at their Rochester, their Clarkston, Chesterfield, and 2 Shelby Township locations, of course.
Hey, we were talking about Top Gun. Is it Top Gun Maverick?
Yes.
Is the new one?
Top Gun, Maverick.
Maverick. Which they've started working on. I guess it comes out July 2019. And so we were talking about Val Kilmer. We obviously replayed the gay volleyball scene and all that kind of stuff. But there's been a few stories lately, and a couple of our listeners had sent me things like, hey, did you see Val Kilmer's Instagram video the other day? And I was like, oh, yeah, I got to check that out. And then I forgot about it. And then someone just, this morning was like, by the way, did you ever get a chance to check out that Instagram video from Val Kilmer?
I saw a still of him. He looked very puffy.
Yeah, and you made note of that. I saw you responded to that.
Yeah, tweet that. Yeah. Look how puffy.
Yeah.
Looks medicated.
Yeah, well, he probably is. He's got throat cancer, or he's in recovery from throat cancer. And so
Can you put that guy in the movie? Can you put that guy in the movie?
I don't know.
As Iceman, the dashing opponent of Maverick?
Yeah. I'll ask you that again in a second.
Maybe
we'll
with
find out.
CGI, you can take some of those cheeks off.
Yeah, those are puffy cheeks. Looks like a squirrel. Just storing up some nuts. And so he did a Reddit Ask Me Anything, one of those. And so people were asking him about this movie. And he confirmed like a year ago when he did this Reddit AMA that he was going to be in the movie and really looking forward to it and this and that. And people are really rooting for him. He also talked about, he kind of went into more detail about his throat cancer because he denied that for a long time. Like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And then he's talking about how the experience changed him through all the reflecting he did on his career. And he's talking about how fame is sort of a mess. You get treated differently, but it doesn't have anything to do with who you actually are. I was too serious. I'd get upset when things like Oscars and recognition failed to come my way. It's nice to hear an actor actually say that.
Yeah.
No, it's such an honor to be nominated. I mean, that's what you're supposed to say, but knowing that Kilmer was going home and, taking it out on God knows what, throwing shit through the window. God damn it, I should have won. He didn't.
Did he ever win anything for Jim Morrison? The Doors, Oliver Stone movie?
Don't know. Boy, that'd be a good one. If you were going to give him an award for anything.
That's it, right? That's the pinnacle of his career.
Yeah, that or Batman. I mean, but they don't give awards to those Batman movies.
Oh.
But, but yeah, he could have for that one. I don't know. Maybe he can bing that. But why don't you hit play on this? Well, look at this. So he's on a rooftop. He's in Los Angeles. And I think he's like, he's doing one of those, like, he's filming himself. And he's circling like, oh, there's the 101. There's the whatever.
Gotcha.
So that's the setup here.
Receding hairline, fair to say?
Least of his worries.
Hey, I'm up on the roof.
What?
Hot past.
Okay.
I
How?
have absolutely no saliva.
Wow. That's Val, huh?
Yep.
Sure.
It's down the town.
And there's Val's house. Val Kilmer official. It's got a blue check mark and everything.
See my house.
Oh, man. He's really putting himself out there.
Yeah.
And hasn't seen
How is he going to play volleyball in that condition?
There's no 101.
And I'm having fun.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
But my heart's broken that answer boy.
They're going to need more than CGI, Mike.
Yeah. We got to be careful with this one, I think. I know the comments are just over the top ass kissing about how brave and blah, blah, blah. And, it is pretty brave to put that out there.
Oh, yeah.
But some people are like, what happened to you, dude? It's like, he's got, it's like, really, can you not just look at that and go, clearly something is, whether you know all the details, sir, or not, it's clear that he went from being a handsome son of a bitch 2 years ago to
Just lovely.
what you said is puffy.
Puffy, yes.
So now that you've seen, that was posted, I don't know, 3 days ago.
Iceman will not be in Top Gun Maverick. Unless you're doing like a Jar Jar Binks / Gollum type thing where you're totally CGI-ing the shit out
Do
of it.
we know if it's a tribute to the silent film industry? I mean, because now we're talking, we could work something out, right? We could pull that off. I don't think it is, though. So I don't know what. I mean, he claims he's still healing and my voice is blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but they're started filming now. Like, what are you going to do?
Oh, man. That's grim.
Yeah. So anyway, I was wondering, we were wondering what the plot line was going to be and blah, blah, blah. The director has come out and said Maverick will hold a mirror up to our present day. The Navy is very different now than it was in '86. So you can't remake the first movie. It has to adapt. But I certainly want to recreate the experience of that movie, which gives you a front seat into the world of naval aviation and what it's like to be in a fighter jet. So I don't know what
Was
that
that the
means.
point of the movie? I mean, I haven't even seen it, so I don't know if I can.
What is it? Is it a love story, or is it did people get off on the jet scenes? Like,
It's
I haven't seen
I
it
mean,
in
it's
forever,
the same
but-
role that Cruise played in several movies, including the NASCAR one. Where his dad's
Days of
passed
Thunder?
away and he's got to prove himself and he's got to overcome. And
So maybe if you like that, because I actually like Days of Thunder, but maybe if I'm just not an action guy, so maybe if I cared about the Navy, I would like this movie. When he said that, I didn't
it's
know.
like cool jet scenes right at the time.
and the music.
Yeah.
to the danger zone and seeing those fucking Navy jets just.
It was an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I'm not gonna bash Top Gun. That was a great movie at the time. I
Agreed.
don't know if it would hold up. I mean, it's got the legendary gay volleyball scene, which we all love.
Oh, jeez. We have to watch.
No, we don't have to watch it. Was just only because we talked about it literally like 2 days ago. So we probably don't need to see it yet again. But anyway, moving on to other actors, less puffy. Jamie Foxx. Did you see about the accusations levied against him?
No.
Poor guy. He's been accused now. I mean, just imagine if you're just sitting at home, minding your own business, and then a notification comes across that you've been accused of slapping a woman's face with your penis 16 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. 50-year-old actor allegedly tried to get the woman to blow him at a party at his house in Vegas in 2002. And when she refused, he slapped the dog shit out of her with his dick.
What was the scene like that he was able to, like, was she on her knees and he's like,
It's
come
a great
on,
question,
come on.
E. I mean,
She's sitting at a table and he's just friggin' so hung, he's just whapping it from across the table.
maybe.
I mean, 'cause what was
I mean, she's
was she almost? Was she kind of like, well?
she's like, I'm thinking about it. Hold on, give me a second. I'm thinking about it. You know what? I'm gonna pass.
And
he's
he's
just
like, you know
whap,
what?
whap.
It seems like a weird situation that he was trying to get her to give him oral sex, and then she's like, no.
I'm guessing
And then
they
he's
were
like-
in close quarters, maybe a jacuzzi or something, you know?
Oh,
Okay,
there you
that-
go.
sort of
Okay,
Yeah.
Stood
corner.
up and
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe.
yeah. He's thinking he's hot shit. You know, up and coming star. You know, and didn't take fondly to her rejection. He's, according to his attorney, he says this is an absolute absurd lie, and he's going to counter sue her for false police claims. But she says she's been empowered by the #MeToo movement.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
And so if any other girls out there are struggling, like they got slapped with a dick across the face at some point too, and wanted to make a claim, but didn't the precedent hadn't been set for such claims, she wanted to be the first to get it on record that my face was slapped by Jamie Foxx's penis, and it's unacceptable, even though the statute of limitations is long gone. I think it's 3 years in Nevada.
God, you can kind of understand, though, right? Why somebody wouldn't come forward with that. That's pretty. That's pretty fucking embarrassing.
It's
and-
pretty humiliating,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I mean, if she had anything, because dude, when I read this, she claims she went to the hospital after returning back home to Los Angeles the next day
Whoa.
because of this. She was suffering such severe panic attacks
Oh, okay.
from this slap.
She's got CTE too, man. I mean, she's
Yeah.
got all sorts of injuries.
What did she explain to them? That
She's got a brain injury. We can't prove that until she dies, but when she does, they're going to see if she suffered from CTE. From
Well, then
that.
what was she explaining to them? Where this was coming from, or why she was having this like mental reaction, or like was
Remember
she?
Amber Heard getting whacked in the face by Jonathan Depp and the cell phone? I wonder if
Oh,
there was
yeah.
like a dickhead mark on the
Dude,
side
that's
of
what
her
I was going to
face.
say. Like, if
Does
she
that
can,
leave a mark?
if she can produce pics, and well, he's an animal. If he can produce a bruise in the helmet shape or something, you know what I mean?
That'd be epic.
Could you imagine if she's like, "Oh yeah, he thinks it's bullshit. Well, check out this photo," and there she is
like,
with
"Oh,
just
yeah,
a
yep.
faint
See a
helmet bruise.
vein.
You see a vein, and where he's been circed, and just the tip and the hole. Like if all that's coming in, and you see like even an inch of shaft, it's just like wow.
That would be remarkable.
Could you imagine? Boy, that would be epic. But I have a feeling that's not going to go very far. Would be my guess, is that this will not go very far. But he's not happy about this accusation.
Tying in Jamie Foxx with the Tom Cruise subject, is he still dating Katie Holmes? Any
Oh,
idea?
great call. I think he is.
I think-
Remember they came
Well,
out
wait a
after
minute.
like 3 years or something. I
Right.
think she had to keep quiet, right, per their divorce settlement. Or,
Something like
Married, or-
Yeah, there was rumor they were married, but I don't know. I don't know where that stands.
that just came out of nowhere. It was like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. What's that story you got in front of you there? You know?
Dude, this is interesting, man.
What is
How
it?
music streaming saved the industry. This is from the Rolling Stone that just was delivered to our PO box yesterday.
Wait,
I
don't
guess
they,
I didn't
don't they
realize.
usually say the streaming industry killed the music industry?
No,
Not saved it.
download and
Free
compact disc.
downloads
Yeah,
and
the free downloading is what fucking started tanking it, right?
Yeah.
Like 2001, I think was
Napster and all that shit.
Yeah, but then what happened was compact discs started going away because everybody was like, "Oh, I'll download." Well, now downloads are going away and it's all streaming. Everybody
Yeah,
streams.
yeah,
That's all
yeah.
they do. But think about this, man. Compact discs, 712 million sold at the format's peak in 2001. Take a guess what it was last year.
Wait,
712
In
million.
a year, you mean? Or okay.
Give me a guess what you think in 2017 CD sales.
CD
5 million.
Hold on. CD sales in what year?
2017.
17. Okay. 50 million.
Oh, guys, you undercut. It destroys my point. 88.6 million.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be obnoxiously low.
Track downloads from 1.3 billion between 2011 and 2013. There were 1.3 billion downloads of music files.
Okay.
Went down to 555 million last year. And then song streams went from 118 billion in 2013 to 618 billion last year.
Holy shit.
Now here's the other notable piece of this. They say the future is streaming and vinyl. They say vinyl has gone up from 990,000 in 2007 to 14.3 million vinyl sales last
that's awesome.
Yeah, but doesn't that have a that's like a you got to be a
niche.
certain
a
person.
niche.
Yeah, it's like a cool fashionable thing, but I don't know if that
sorta normcore.
hangs on super normcore. I mean, I have a bunch of vinyl.
I think what it does is it provides people that hang on type of thing, that tangible piece that people always say they want with music. Oh, dude, I love looking through the
I do.
the liner notes and the inserts and looking at the album art. Well, that's what vinyl does, and it provides you this, sort of different.
But why would you want this big clunky thing that breaks down really fast?
Yeah.
Over
a CD.
A CD, which is much smaller.
Because
I don't know.
CDs feel like yesterday, whereas vinyl feels like it's like, dude, yes, it's way beyond yesterday, but it's classic,
Yeah.
Whereas there's nothing classic about the sound of a CD. It was.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah, people always talk about because we were past the vinyl, like we were just too old for the vinyl craze. We missed 8 tracks in vinyl, really, for the most part.
Yeah, I had vinyl. I think we
As
were right
little
in the. I think we were
kids-
right in the middle of vinyl, but we just didn't have the funds to buy it. Think about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Although, yeah, you're right. Those CDs, like if you went to Harmony House or something, they had a lot of vinyl.
Yeah,
But
I
I
mean,
re-
we were when we were young. It wasn't CDs. It was cassette and vinyl.
Cassette, yeah.
And cassettes are mainly what we started to acquire, and we were taping each other's cassettes because that's
Yep.
what was most affordable. But I don't know. I mean, I think being born in '73, that vinyl was there as my 10, 12-year-old self. That
Yeah,
was-
I have I can tell you the vinyls. I had Toto, the one with Rosanna and Africa on it. I had a Hall & Oates album. I had Bryan Adams' Summer of '69 album.
Cuts like a knife, and it feels so right.
I
What
had
about Men at
that.
Work, dude?
Cassette.
I come from a land down under. Dude.
Yeah, that's where we first learned about the Vegemite and sandwich,
Vegemite
right?
sandwich, yeah. Everybody, what the heck's a Vegemite sandwich?
Yeah. I had that. I had Men at Work Cargo on cassette, but vinyl, yeah, Showtime by Jay Giles. I
I had
had.
45s just because they were cheaper. I don't recall exactly what I had,
Yeah.
but they were cheap as hell,
Yeah.
Get those for like $3 or something.
Yeah, they were like the single
$2.
singles. Remember singles by the register?
Absolutely.
Oh God.
But isn't that amazing? I mean, fucking 618 billion streams last year.
Wow.
Up from 118 billion in 2013.
It's one of those things that it doesn't. The only reason it doesn't shock me is because I don't think that even when we went through Napster and some of this stuff, it wasn't like people wanted to stop listening to music. It wasn't like people were like, music just sucks.
Yeah, it's just how
Like,
we're going to consume it.
Right. It just became a way of like the whole joke of like not wanting to buy a CD where the band has 2 songs on it that you like, and it's like I've even gone back on my Spotify now and I listen back to like albums that I used to even think like country ones from the 90s that I bought that I was like, dude, I like this whole
No
album.
interest.
No,
Yeah.
and it's like I like half of it. But then I look at it, there's songs on those even where I'm like, dude, this song sucks,
That was a
man.
bummer, dude. Getting an album or
That
a
was-
cassette or whatever.
yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
God damn it. There's
See,
only like 3 songs.
The hit, the single you heard on the radio was good, but like freaking there was like 5 others, 8 others that
Yeah.
sucked.
But if it was a band I could usually find half the album that I really liked. I mean, there was definitely fast forward songs, you just blow through them, but there was, I feel like I found more like diving in there than they would consider, popular or hit like.
I mean, the Rocky 3 soundtrack comes to mind. I had that on vinyl.
Yeah.
And, Eye of the Tiger. There were maybe 2 others. One by Frank Stallone. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Huge hit.
But
Huge. Frank Stallone.
couple toe tappers. But then the rest of it's like, what am I even listening to?
Yeah, just shit. Yeah, but I never got into the soundtrack thing. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but Anyway, what are you looking up, E?
The Rocky 3 soundtrack, I guess.
I feel like we've looked this up not that
Yeah,
long
I
ago.
actually do think we did
Because
too.
Frank Stallone dissed somebody.
Yeah.
I remember, and it was like, "Are you Frank Stallone?"
Eye of the Tiger, Take You Back, Pushing. I don't know what those.
I
who
need the
those are.
artists with it, man.
Yeah.
I can't just make the call with the.
Yeah. I mean, you just put up the track 9 as Adrian. I need to know who performed Adrian.
Okay.
Yo, Adrian.
Okay, maybe.
You know what I mean, E?
I do. I didn't know
All right,
that it would be here.
really
but-
quick while we're thinking of rate the Rockies.
4 is number 1.
4.
Really?
Dude, I love Rocky 4.
Which one?
I must break you. That's the
Wow,
Russian
that's-
one, right?
So you haven't seen any since you were a kid, I take
No,
it.
no. I mean, I saw the latest one with the black guy who's playing. Like,
Oh, right, Apollo.
Apollo, yeah.
I actually,
That's pretty
I
cool.
really liked that.
Is that Michael B. Jordan or whatever?
All right, I'm
is
not going
playing-
to consider anything past 4, okay? Because that's just the 5.
Okay, here. Let me say this. 4 was the first one I saw in theaters. That's when I looked out the window and saw my neighbor kid who was my age, probably 12 or whatever, jogging by like
Oh, shadow
out
boxing.
for a run, shadow boxing. It was like, he's seen Rocky. Jason has seen Rocky
1,
already.
2, 3, 4. How do you rate them? I go 2, 3, 1, 4.
What?
Yes.
See, I don't know that I've seen them all. I like the one.
I don't. You know, it's bad. I'm a bad judgment because I don't even hate the one that when he was old and it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
like
you are bad at judgment. You can't.
I
say
don't care.
You
It
can't
doesn't
say that.
matter.
So
No,
can
you
you-
didn't grow up with these.
Can you
I watched
can you
all
run?
of them though several times.
Can you run down the plot line of just really quick to refresh my memory? Like
One, he's
AT&T.
he's a complete unknown. Apollo pulls his name out of a hat essentially and fights him at the end.
Okay.
2 starts with him going to the hospital after the fight. He ends up beating Apollo in the rematch.
Right.
3, he goes in. He's lost the eye of the tiger,
Okay.
and he's a big wig now, and he's driving his Harley and this and that. And
got that robot?
Clubber Lang, Mr. T. Beats
Which one
him.
had Hulk Hogan?
Number 3.
3. Okay.
And then 4, you just get dumb where Apollo gets killed by Ivan Drago. I must break you.
I must break
Whatever he hits, he destroys. And then he ends up, winning for America at the end
Yeah, and
in
then
front of the Russian.
yeah, and the
Prime
Russians
Minister.
You're right,
start,
4 sucked.
start cheering for him.
It's
But
just,
dude, when he's out in the when they show
Look, here's the-
Ivan Drago in his lab basically, and he's got all the fancy
Yeah, yeah.
shit,
All right.
and then there's Rock out there with a tree on his back running up snow hills. And
here's a
stuff.
fact:
Ugh.
1 and 2 are like critically acclaimed actual films. 3 and 4, we're really just pandering to the 12 to 15-year-old boy.
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
Dun, 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 dun. You're like,
Yeah,
holy shit! Getting
fuck yeah.
goosebumps. Here he comes. He's coming back.
I just remember the James Brown America
Yeah,
song or
number
whatever.
4.
Yeah.
Living in America.
And then he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. I need to go rewatch those because I don't think I saw a lot of
Watch
them.
2. I think you'll be
It's
impressed.
too really. You think it'll hold up?
Yes.
Because I always find when I look back, the boxing scenes are fucking obnoxious.
But it's a story.
But they're so not realistic. These like running haymakers.
That's what I'm talking about.
And you're
it's,
just like,
it's made for the 12 to 15-year-old boy.
yeah.
Holy shit! Wow! Oh my
Yeah.
God!
You're just like beating a guy. to
Blood
death.
spurting out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I think
terrible.
1 and 2 are awesome. Personally, I think that the story I think good stories can hold up, and I think those stories of the underdog do hold up in 1 and 2.
I think it may have won an Oscar, number 1.
Really?
Yeah, best pitcher.
No kidding.
I believe so.
Yeah, and that was
Not that
written
that
by
means
what's his
a ton.
name? I mean, it was written
Sylvester.
by Rock. Yep. Actually, a few of them might have been, but whatever. Roseanne, they're actually seriously talking about doing a fucking spin-off of that show. They're talking about maybe using Darlene. Dude, are you shitting me? Do we need to call ABC and go, no, you can't do a Roseanne spin-off without Roseanne Barr. You just can't. And expect it to work. I'm sorry. But she's reportedly considering.
Hold on. Remember Valerie and the Hogan family?
I do.
Valerie left, I think, under a contract dispute. Justin Bateman was the kid on that. He was one of the
Jason Bateman?
Jason Bateman. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he's great.
He was the oldest son
Yeah.
on that show. Valerie, I can't remember her real name, but it was Valerie something, red hairish lady, and this is an '80s sitcom. Did well. She leaves, and then they just spun it into the Hogan family, and they had some other chick. Like they said, oh yeah, Valerie died. And
Yeah.
her sister came to help raise the family.
But was Valerie as important to Valerie as Roseanne was to
I
Roseanne?
mean,
And they already killed Dan technically, and then brought him back in this reboot.
In
So now
Roseanne.
so now they have to kill somebody else or have her move away.
yeah, how did they explain that, by the way?
I don't
I
even know. I
don't
didn't
think
even
they
watch it.
did. I don't know that they
Wasn't
did.
it just kind of like, why does everyone think I'm dead? And then I didn't even watch it, but I think that's kind of the scene that I saw.
You can do so much with a dream sequence, though. You can just like have someone go, oh, wake up sweating, like, oh, it's all a dream. You know, we didn't win the lottery. Dan didn't die. You know,
Didn't that jump the shark with Dallas though? The Who Shot JR and all that
that's
stuff.
people were pissed.
Or no, it was Newhart, right? Newhart ended a season, a classic season. The whole fucking series. It was a series end.
Yeah, there was. You're right.
It was all a fucking dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, nah, that's a tough one. Not for big stuff. You could pull it for an episode or something. God, I went back. You shamed me into watching Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just stopped like halfway through the season. Not for any reason except I like forgot because there was so much, going on or
Great
there's so many
season, huh?
options. Dude, fantastic. I absolutely loved it. And that scene with Jared, dude, like I could watch Jared, the tall. I can't remember what his real name is.
They peeled the onion on Jared big time.
Oh, dude, you want to die today, motherfucker? When that scene, when he pulled it, so shot out of nowhere.
He's the most mild-mannered character ever. And
Yeah.
he's just, you want to die today, motherfucker?
He's like, he's with his Pat Dinesh and whatever, and they pull up and they're looking for Colin, looking for this guy that they desperately need right now. And some guy's like, shut up, man. He's like, you want to die today, motherfucker? And just knowing what a like mousy
Cheese did.
little fucking soft-spoken, nerd, helpful guy he is, and to have him lean in with a straight face. You want to die today, motherfucker?
My favorite part of the series is now Guilfoyle referring to Richard as Dick.
As Dick. It's just awesome.
Just
man.
regularly. Dick, come here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a great show. If you haven't gotten into it, do yourself a favor. I forgot. I went and watched. I was like, I wonder what episode 1 would look like compared to where we are now in season 5. And so I went and threw on episode 1.
That is funny to do with shows that you get into. If you
It's-
just to watch like a first episode of a show that you've been into for a few seasons and see what it was like, it's interesting to do.
It's crazy how different everybody looks. Like, especially Martin Starr, our guy that we've talked to. But I didn't realize that whole series opens with Kid Rock. Like Kid Rock on
right,
stage
right,
playing
yeah.
at a party
Yeah.
for these nerds. And I was like, ooh, I wonder if they just paid for Kid Rock to come in or if they actually hired the Brown Trucker Band. It's the Brown Truck. He's with like his full band at that party.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. But anyway, going back to Roseanne, she's seriously considering foregoing any of her profits from a potential spin-off show. She's just like, I want these people to have jobs. So, some people are like, well, she's still going to profit off it, as an executive producer and, just because of the series being about her. But, yeah, that'd be kind of a big move.
I don't know the show at all, so I can't even speculate.
I mean, it was
I don't know
built
the
around
characters.
her, but
I know they did it with Valerie. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and
Very
it worked.
successly. It was
It
good.
worked.
The Hogan family was good.
Absolutely. Hey, we got a couple videos to get to, Jay. I haven't seen this one. I think you sent this one over about this jogger who upended a homeless shelter
bizarre,
tent in Oakland. This is at an encampment at a lake in Oakland, California, throwing this guy's belongings into a lake. Oh, man. Footage of him went viral, of course, immediately. Someone filmed it, and it goes viral. It's published on a neighborhood Facebook page, and outcry from residents, and the mayor even made comment, is all pissed off, and blah, blah, blah. But I haven't seen the video yet. Let's talk.
Fucking weird, man. So there's
So this is
a shirtless runner guy
Yeah.
who happens upon this, I guess, and he's had enough, apparently. That's my take. Like, he's just had enough of the homeless, so he's going to take all this shit that's at a public park, and he's going to clean it up.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing with this stuff, bro?
Says he's taking out the trash.
What are you doing with this stuff, man?
I'm not taking any of it. He can pick it up.
Just threw it in the lake.
No, that was an accident.
Oh, it's not. I saw you drag it and throw it in.
It's just piles of this guy's stuff.
Yeah. I mean, is that stuff? It looks like he's at a garbage dump, though. I mean, honestly, it looks like
Honestly, dude, it's stuff that I would not reach my hands into. It's,
no. It looks like landfill. Like,
Yeah.
Taking a homeless man's stuff and he's throwing it
Yeah,
in
look at that.
Which, by the way,
that's
throwing it
not
in
an
a lake-
accident. That's not an accident.
No.
with stuff.
Yeah, nice move, dude. So he's going to clean it up by throwing it in the
That's
adjacent
worse
lake.
for the. Honestly, even if you're trying to make a point, that's worse. Like throwing in a dumpster would be one thing.
Well, now that's what he's doing, I think. I think he
Okay.
realized, like, oh, fuck, I'm being filmed, so I'm taking it to just a trash bin. But look at him feeling his face
Yeah.
and everything afterward. Like, dude,
Look at this.
doesn't concern you. Like, hepatitis A does not concern you in any
You know what
way.
concerns me is that dude with his physique does not need to be shirtless runner guy.
Yeah.
You need to
Oh,
be.
come on,
You need to have a
Eve.
certain level, in my opinion.
He's not awful. He's not awful.
Well, I think running without your shirt is stupid anyway. It's
Well, he's evening out his tan. You
Yeah,
know?
but I look worse than him, and I walk around my backyard shirtless. I don't care.
Look
but
at
that's
that,
what I'm
dude. Would you pick that stuff
No,
up?
you're more worried that he's touching it than that he's fucking with
There's
a homeless guy's
there's
stuff.
needles and shit in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be my concern.
You know what this is. So they're pleading for him to stop. He's
I'm
just
guessing the
like,
guy just
"Pick up the
cracked. Like
trash."
he's seen this shit all over the city. He's like, fuck this, man.
So what I say is going on here is this guy has probably lived here, maybe potentially his whole life. Now we're inventing the story, but it wouldn't surprise me if you've lived there your whole life and you've seen what's happened to these parks and these areas around the whole Bay Area, and how they're just like, yeah, cool, you're homeless, welcome here, just set up. And now, dude, that is a pile of shit. That is a pile of trash in the
Yeah.
middle of your beautiful park in one of the most beautiful spots in the country on this beautiful lake that you jog by every day, and it's just like filled with shit and garbage. Like
Yeah.
I
That's
could
not
see
good
how you could
problem-solving
snap.
skills, though. That's I can too, but that's
Yeah.
pretty bad, man.
Well, that's just because you wouldn't want to touch it.
Well, no, it's also from the perspective of the guy. I mean, there's some dude that I don't know.
yeah, they
that's
say
his
like
lot in life right now. He's trying to hunker down and stay warm.
well, I think they say like 47% of those people, and a lot of those are like, yeah, just can't afford the housing in this area. It's like, well, then fucking move, dude. It's outrageous. The prices are outrageous. Silicon Valley has done that to you. So I don't know what you want to do, but
That's not a guy who just can't afford a nicer house. That's squalor. Like that guy's
Yeah.
not out there by choice.
according to the San Francisco Gate, the man who lived at the park is a guy named Greg Markson, and he always kept his camp tidy and out of the way. That looked neither tidy nor out of the way, right? I mean, I don't want to pile on Mr. Markson,
Nor
but-
even a camp. I think he's got a faulty premise here.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, that's a great point. There was nothing camp-like about that. That just looked like
a pile.
Looked like a pile of trash in the
Pile
middle of what
of
once
shit.
was a beautiful park in Oakland, California. So yeah, he said he's lived on and off the park. So he's moved around a little bit for about a year and a half now.
Well, I reckon shirtless runner guy is going to get hit pretty hard on this. He's going to be identified real quick,
Oh yeah,
and he's going to be destroyed.
yes. Which yeah, unfortunately for him, he is. They say the homeless population in Alameda County, there in Oakland, rose 40% between 2015 and 2017 in 2 years.
Oh my God.
How fucking crazy is that? And then we had the raccoon climbing the wall.
Yeah, dude. I heard he was saved. Did you guys see any?
He got trapped on the roof. They
Okay.
set traps.
Oh, he got up to the roof. Good.
Son of a bitch
Last
made
time
it
I
to the
saw him, he
roof.
was on like the 25th floor window or something.
Son of a bitch made it to the roof, and there's a law firm at that top level of that building, and so someone from the law firm was like, yeah, up on the roof they put up some live traps and caught him because they didn't want him to fall off the roof or get hurt.
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
Oh, weed. Do you have any video of our friend here, Rocky Raccoon? See, this little guy. I didn't know these sons of bitches could do this. He's literally on the side of a cement wall.
Just scaling it.
And not one of those where it's like he's looking for the next crack to hold on to or ledge.
Right.
He's just scaling a fucking wall. Did you know raccoons could do that?
I didn't. I've seen them scamper up trees, but I didn't think they had the ability to just clamp onto concrete, smooth concrete.
Dude, their hand nails are really good at digging into wood, tree bark, and stuff.
There's a picture of
Look
them.
at it, poops! Look at it, poops!
What's he thinking?
Friend,
man?
what are you doing? What is he thinking
Just
right now?
adventurous. Just adventurous.
I mean, maybe it's one of those things where he's strong enough to dig into that wall like that, but going back down is a problem. And once he got up 4 flights, it was like, oh man, I gotta keep going now.
That must be what happens with animals. Cats have that situation, where they get up on places, even like in the house.
Didn't Pants get into
Pants
a
got
pretty
into a-
high tree recently?
Yeah, I was missing for like 3 days. And I was out front one evening, and I just very, very faintly.
You're
And
not saying he was in the tree for 3 days.
I might have heard this sound the night before and ignored it, thinking it was nothing. But it was just the most faint.
Pretty high up there?
I swear to God, I'm standing on my porch, right? And you know where Juan's trees are, so you're getting a
Sure.
good
The
distance.
cottonwoods.
The cottonwoods. So I look across the street, and I just, again,
Dad.
and I'm like, what, is that a branch? What the fuck is that? Dude, like as high, like, I don't know, 200 feet up into a tree, there's a limb, and this son of a bitch is just sitting there on a limb, just meow. Obviously got chased the fuck up there, and then it was like, well, what am I supposed to do, dude? I don't know how you, like, you got up there, you can get yourself down. And so I was like, if he's not home by tomorrow, like, I'll give him one more night up there in the tree. But if he's not home first thing in the morning,
Calling the fire department?
yeah, it's not like they got fires to put out around here. They can come over and throw a ladder up there, right? They can rescue a cat. I mean, that's like from our childhood. That's what you do.
Unless someone stole their ladders.
Good point. Can't believe you told that story. It's the greatest story. Yeah. So, anyways, this guy starts trending yesterday and like broke the internet. They said people flipped the fuck out at
Everybody
the raccoon.
rooting for him?
Yes, they're all rooting for him.
Was there anybody down below with like a big blanket ready to catch him? Or
I
anything?
don't think so. I think you heard a lot of like, oh no, little fella, oh he's gonna fall. A lot of women doing stuff like that. Didn't you have another video, E, where some lady is talking?
She was talking on that one that I was showing.
Oh, was she? Okay, we were talking. I didn't know.
He's a cute.
He is a very cute. Yep. Yep.
Look at that little bambino.
Moving.
He's moving.
Oh my god.
There he is.
That's nuts,
Oh my God.
man.
Going for it.
Oh my god.
He's going for it.
Got the full,
No.
trying to make it to the top. Come
Aren't
on,
you just
buddy.
expecting any moment he's
do
just gonna
it, rock
fall
it.
off?
Come on, man.
Do it.
Go.
Come on, man.
Oh my god. I'm
got
going
this,
to have
dude.
a heart attack. I'm going to have a heart attack.
Oh, he's now like turning. Look at him. He's like, yeah.
I could probably get on that ledge.
Oh, you gonna take a break?
Take a break.
Yeah,
Take a
don't-
breather.
Don't mind me.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
Shit.
I wish somebody would open those windows.
They don't open,
But
ma'am.
what are you gonna do with
They don't
a
open,
loose
ma'am.
raccoon in the office?
What do you think of that, Joe?
Guardians of the Galaxy
like
director
it.
James Gunn even tweeted, "I'll donate $1,000 to help rescue
I
that."
don't like it.
That thing. Probably because one of the main characters
Yeah.
in that is the raccoon.
Yep.
But he sends that out thinking he's being helpful, and the area that what is the spokesperson for the City Department of Safety and Inspections is like, yeah, no, don't rescue him. The best thing to do is leave him alone. Let him
Right,
do
that's the
his
last thing
thing.
you need now is some dude like risking their life or something or falling or whatever for the $1 million.
If you don't know like how he got there, how this started, like it started way before that, and so he was on a shallow recess of a wall on a town square building in Minnesota. He was spotted on a little recess there, and so a little high up, but not anything he couldn't handle. And so a maintenance crew tried to help him out by they did this makeshift ladder. They're trying to give him a ladder to get down, and it scared the shit out of him. And he took off running, and then now he's on the USB building here, scaling up that.
UBS.
UBS building. They need a new logo. I didn't like that. I didn't know what that was. Looked like, onion clove or whatever.
Swiss Bank.
Look at it, poops!
He's up there, man.
Look at it, poops!
Oh, poor little guy.
There's like office windows with ledges, and so he stops to take a break, and now he's just stuck on this ledge, and so people are able to just stick a camera in his
Yeah.
face. Look at it. They really are cute, aren't they?
Yeah.
Everything about them is a cute. So anyway,
unless they're rummaging through your garbage.
right. Or biting you.
It's not a cute.
Or attacking. Remember that one guy we watched that video? He was like fucking with him with a rake or a broom on his deck. Like, get out of here, you, and swinging at him. And finally, the raccoon's like, "You motherfucker!" And just charged him.
Lunged.
Yeah, tried to take the guy
They've
down
got
to
some vicious
Chinatown.
claws and teeth. I wouldn't fuck with a coon.
Oh yeah, me either. Hell no. So he was captured in a live trap, and rescuers plan to release him safely. Release him to safety, hopefully far away from any tall building.
Thank God.
Yeah, he's going to be okay, though, the little guy. I just had no idea they could do that.
Yeah.
Crazy. Hey, I know you guys had some grievances, and I don't want those to build into stress for you.
I do, and this might be a good time because mine kind of fits nicely between Memorial Day and July 4th. But Jesus,
Okay.
you got one too?
Sure,
You
yeah.
want to start with yours?
Sure.
Let me get you on the clock here so it's official.
Yeah. And E, you've come strong lately. I want to give you credit for that.
Oh God.
And for new listeners, the rules of airing of grievances are very simple. We all take the opportunity to air grievances that find us during everyday life.
Never know when it's going to happen.
Never know when it's going to happen, but we have 30 seconds to assert our alleged grievances, and then the other two members of the Detroit cast will judge the grievance either bona fide, which is what we're hoping for,
Sure.
or we may be rendered a pussy, or we're just being an old man.
Yeah.
And we would hope no one would have the temerity to steal a grievance, E.
Yeah, which has happened on this very airways.
Ready, Isis?
Sure. So I saw this the other day, and I don't like bumper stickers or anything for the most part, no matter what. But one of these honor roll students for the middle school, dude, high school, maybe you want to put your kid graduated from Harvard or State, I guess. But middle school, you need to put a sticker on your car for, oh, my son's an honor roll student at blank middle school. Go fuck yourself. That's so dumb, dude. That's it.
You know, I gotta say,
terrible.
those are the only ones I've seen are middle school ones.
Huh.
I'm not sure I've seen anything related to a high school or higher.
Okay, well, I don't even know.
High school, you remember seeing the high school ones all the
I've seen
time.
high school back in the day.
High
honestly,
school is
don't.
all I remember. I don't remember middle school, but I don't pay that much attention.
The ones that catch my eye have always caught my eye are the middle school ones.
Really? See, the only ones I remember are I have an honor roll student at such and such high school.
Yeah, that's usually what I've
Now,
seen.
is part of this that the parent wants to exhibit their pride in their child, and their child isn't athletic or, you know, isn't musical, or, you know what I mean? And that's their one,
middle
that's
school,
their
man.
one
You're
thing.
talking, what, 6 to
Yeah,
8?
but they see the writing on the wall.
Yeah, you
This
know.
kid, you know.
You know. We could go outside and round up 14 kids
Yeah.
that are 12 to 15.
They're just good. They're going to be smart. And
Just
that's great. But
Jay, honestly,
they might be on a Rubik's Cube video someday.
I'm sure the parent, to me, in my mind, that has...
we could give them the eyeball test, dude. If you lined 14 kids up out on the front lawn and we just gave them the eyeball test, we could tell which ones were the standouts, which ones are first pick for sports, and which ones.
So when you take
just
that
toss them
sticker
a
down,
cue.
then you take it down after he's out of middle school. I mean, who knows? Sometimes I've seen him before where who knows how long they've been on this car.
I venture to guess that the same car has the family, the stick figure family
Oh, I
on the
hate
back
those fucking
too.
things too. By the way,
You know, and so I don't know what to say about this.
Well, here, a couple more questions.
This is coming from a young man who has a Huey Lewis bumper sticker on his car.
Yeah,
who
then you guys-
also had Rat on there
Yeah.
until it eventually
you guys
fell off.
put that on there, and I just haven't taken it off. It wasn't. I
God.
didn't choose to put it on there.
That was a game we used to play at Riff, where we would do that to our friends in the parking lot. Like we would go and raid the old Riff cabinet, like
Just
they had
put
where
douchey
old
stickers on each
stickers and
other's
shit.
shit.
They were douchey then, but now they'd be like trendy,
Yeah.
normcore cool to have a foreigner sticker
Sure.
on your car, or REO Speedwagon and those old Riff ovals. And so when we were leaving there, or we were moving to the new building, they had all this shit that needed to be moved and thrown away or whatever. And so I was like, I'll take those. And so I went and found the douchiest ones I could, which included, These Rat
Yeah,
and Huey
perfect,
Lewis in the
perfect.
news. And then it was just like Drew would walk out to his, Cadillac or something, and there'd be, a fucking The
Huey
Firm
Lewis.
sticker. Or, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
Huey Lewis sticker on his car and be like, God damn you assholes. And so, yeah, that's what we did the E here.
So what do we say about this present grievance?
Here's what I want to know. Do they sell those stickers? Or do they give
Oh,
those
that's a
Pretty
good
sure they
question.
give them out. I
stickers?
think they. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think that the school gives those
So
to
Mike's
them.
coming at it from the fundraising angle.
Yes.
Like, hey, maybe there was some other.
Because I agree, I've always found them douchey and like nanner. My kid's awesome. It's like, yeah, we know. Everyone thinks their kids are
I'll
awesome.
bet you the PTA is collecting.
You think
some
so?
$5, donation.
Maybe
or
they
something.
are.
So your kid makes the honor roll. It's like, well, your student has been able to get this $5 sticker because he's on the honor roll.
Yeah,
or does
maybe.
the kid just come home from school one day excited as hell because he's on the honor roll and he got that sticker that he's seen on everybody else's car? And I'll be goddamn if you're going to look Sweet Pie in the face and go, oh, that's just douchey. Big E told me all about it. Douchey as hell. I'm not putting it in the car.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna say.
It's kind of pussy old man to me.
Yeah, me too.
Like, it's none of your concern. But
That's the
I
thing.
can't believe that this wouldn't bug you, by the way. I'm not saying Jay even, but Mike, for Mike to say none of your concerns, some of the things that Mike complains about,
Well-
that you would, I have the hardest time believing that your
believe
response
me,
to this would be.
if I can fucking take down a notch obnoxious parents raving about their stupid kids, I want to eat. But I still think I got to go pussy old man on this one.
Yeah, me too.
Middle school is
It's
like what?
if you would have
6th to
said
8th
baby
grade?
on board, maybe like oh we need to be special around her and be very careful because she's got a baby on board. Don't bump her car. There's
Well,
a baby on board.
whatever.
It's a
I
little
guess.
treasure in the back seat.
God, remember that fad when everybody, it started baby on board, the little suction cup thing on the window,
Yeah.
and then it's, beam me up, Scotty, just dumb little sayings. It was sort of like the meme of the 80s. Just
Yeah.
anything that could fit on a fucking, a square.
A square turned. A square rotated.
A diamond. Like diagonal. A diamond.
A square turned. A quarter rotation.
A diamond
That's all
shape.
it is. It's
Yeah.
the square turned a quarter inch, I think is what they call it.
Yes.
And but yeah, that with the black rim and just a baby on board and that dumb suction cup.
Yeah. And it was styled after like the Men at Work kind of thing, and
Yes.
it's baby on board. Oh, like I'm gonna slow down and not fucking, tailgate you or
Yeah,
ride
off
your
there.
ass. All right, so here's mine.
Well, no, wait. What did you render his? Oh, you did. You said it was bullshit too.
Yeah, pussy old man.
Okay, fair enough.
I think, and I'm coming from it still from the angle of like, I think there's a category of kids like, honestly, kind of that's all they have, and
Which is
And-
I
and
love
parents-
this angle that the parents,
parents
know.
should
Oh,
and parents
man.
should express some pride in their kid if that's their kid's thing.
What if their
you know?
kid's a total dud?
Middle school,
What
What
if their
if
kid's
middle
a-
school?
Dude, the kid, you know how shitty of a kid you were. What if
Yeah, you were a dud.
What if you had a kid that really worked hard and tried and did
I
well?
would think it was stupid.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, you would not. You would have.
Yes, I would.
Dude, for you to come home with one of those, this is just pure jealousy. He never.
No,
he was
no.
never offered the sticker.
No,
you were
no,
never an honor
no.
roll student, were you?
Well, now we drill down a little bit. I think you're right, Mike.
This is a pure jealous move.
Yeah.
Wow.
All I got is Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
All right,
Never earned
here's
one of
here's
those
mine.
stickers.
Simply stated, it's the game playing that goes on in terms of what the public is told concerning higher gas prices. And this happens every year around the big travel holidays like Memorial Day and July 4th. Gas goes skyrocketing like
Yeah.
25, 30 cents. It's not the raise in price that I'm grieving. It's the fact that we're always told, oh, this is just coincidental. There was an oil refinery in Louisiana that went down, and the supply is low now, so
Yeah.
the price has to go up. Or this concerns an OPEC policy that has just changed. It's like, fuck you! You're just bending us over because
Yeah.
it's the time of year
Yeah.
where demand is rising.
Yeah.
Why are we always given this line?
Because is it legal to just jack the price for the sake of jacking the price?
Supply and demand, my friend.
Yes.
And I know that
But-
there's collusion issues and all that stuff. But
Well-
dude, if you couldn't, are you telling me we couldn't drill down and really? And nobody challenges it. That's
Because
the
what can
funny
you
thing.
do?
Dude? Nobody challenges it. Like, wait,
Yeah.
tell me more about this oil refinery. Like what?
But
in,
how is
in
that
Louisiana?
How is that different than when a flood hits a town and they jack the fuck out of the price, and then you start hearing all the stories on the news about
yeah, like the
if
gas
you're
station
caught,
on the corner. Is,
Yeah.
I mean,
all of a
there's-
sudden go to $7 a gallon just because people
Yeah.
are desperate to get gas, and you see that as an opportunity to take advantage of them. There's something they call that, and they'll go after you for that.
Yeah.
So how is that fucking different when it's like, oh, it's the 4th of
because
July,
it's
everyone's
reasonable,
driving?
dude. It's reason. It's your demand has raised. Just say it, man. Demand
Yeah.
has gone up. So you know what, dude? Our supply hasn't. So shit's gonna cost a little bit more.
Yeah.
Why they always come up with? Oh, we didn't want to do this. This
Yeah.
isn't our fault.
I'll give you a bona fide minus here.
You're
Part
thinking
of
price gouging and
price gouging.
yeah,
Thank you,
consumer
Jesus.
protection type acts.
Yes. You see it when 9/11 hits and all of a sudden gas goes through the roof and, or some tragedy in an area and some asshole's taking advantage of it because he can. I'm going to give you a minus because, like I've told you, and I know this is terribly irresponsible, I've never looked at the price. Like,
yeah.
I'm just one of those people. Like, it drove me nuts with Beth. She'd be like, it's 3 cents cheaper if you go a quarter mile down the road to the one on the left. And I'm like, okay. So do you expect me to do that now? No, I'm here. I'm already in, and I'm going to put fucking gas in my tank. I didn't even know what it was. Could have been $10 a gallon. I just wouldn't have paid attention.
That's like my father-in-law, Paul.
Yeah.
He will drive across the fucking state to get
Yeah.
10 cents off a celery or something. It's like okay.
It's just-
it's the thrill of the hunt for him though.
I get it, and I understand that some people are like, you obnoxious prick, not, oh, it must be, it's like, no, I'm totally irresponsible. I should be, but it's just one of those things that's never, just like, the gas is what it is. You pay what they ask.
But understand my grievance, though. It's not the higher price. It's this line that we're always told, and it's bullshit. And it always comes about at
yeah.
Memorial Day and 4th of July that, oh, something happened to the supply. It's not our fault.
See, I don't pay attention to those stories
Okay.
because I don't pay attention to the gas prices. So that's why I gave you a bona fide, just
Okay.
a bona fide minus.
Appreciate
that's all.
that. Isis?
Dude, I think I think Drew used to say this, but I've had this opinion too for a while. They sit there and they tell you, like, the gas is what it is, and then something happens, and then all of a sudden it just skyrockets up the next morning, and it's like, dude, that gas was already in the fucking ground, man. How come whenever it gets fixed, it doesn't just go down right away? Because they say, oh, well, we already paid high price for this gas. I think the whole gas price thing is
It's a game,
bullshit.
man.
They know that we can't do anything about it.
Silly, torturous game.
I know that it's a business, and I understand that like it's not our job to say whether a business deserves more money or this or that.
Buy Tesla.
But there is some bullshit to
afford
me.
one.
There's so much bullshit to me when it comes to gas prices and what they mean.
And that's what I'm saying. It's
And I
the
agree.
bullshit nature of the whole thing.
I agree.
That irks
Yeah.
me.
So I would say yes.
I wonder why they're doing that.
Why they're feeding us a lie?
Yeah, what's the game? Are
Why
they
they're
worried
not
about
just pointing
price
to
gouging?
economics 101?
Well,
Demand has risen.
Dude, this is what bugs me about all of this fucking shit. We talked about. No, I watched this documentary on Netflix yesterday about privacy and Facebook and YouTube, and I know that we all know Google has this shit, and I don't even whatever. I guess if that's a business model that Google sells our stuff, that's why Google is free. That's why we can use it. But when you see them,
That's why we use Bing.
But when you see them,
Exactly.
these guys in Congress, in their suits, blah, 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 trying to talk about, we're not doing this, and and the last thing that we would want to do
collecting
is-
information on
and
streets
it's just
from
like,
people.
shut
That's
the
absurd.
fuck up. You know what? Just whatever,
Yeah.
man. Just do it. Do what you got to do, I guess. Just like with politicians.
Yeah, the Snowden thing with the NSA director Michael whatever when he's sitting there in Congress and they're like, "Do you collect information on everyday Americans?"
Well, it depends on what every day is.
And it's like they were collecting everything on everybody forever, like all of us. Your texts, your fucking phones.
And he's like, well.
And he's like, no, actually, no, we don't. So you don't have a policy where you just broadly collect, phone records of American citizens. Certainly not. That's not the
Not a
intent.
policy.
Not on purpose. And it's like you fucking
Not a
lying
written
asshole.
policy.
It's just such
Exactly what you're
it's
doing.
such
You
a
li-
fucking
you're
We're
game.
just tired of the bullshit, aren't we, gentlemen?
Fuck.
Dude, I honest to God would rather have them just fucking come out and say, yeah, you know what? Everything you type in Google, we use. It sucks. Maybe if you don't like that,
Yeah, don't use
well.
it. Don't use it.
I mean, it's like
This is our business
seeing
model.
them sit here in these interviews and Zuckerberg explaining why the default all of a sudden went to like sharing everything to everybody and how he well, I'm trying to make a community, and by sharing everything with everybody, you post something and maybe you want other people to know about this. And it's like, shut up, you liar. Just fucking say you're selling the shit.
That feeling you have right now is why Trump is our president.
That's
I know.
right.
I
That's
know.
right. Diamond and Silk. I heard my mom was telling me this morning that that Zuckerberg came out and said today that I think it was today or yesterday that Diamond and Silk were fucked over
breaking
by
news.
Facebook. Yeah, and that they are not a danger to their community. And blah,
Oh,
blah, blah.
thank
It's
you,
like, really?
Zuck.
Wow, thanks, Mark. Wonder what that means for their YouTube views and all that shit. I wonder if they'll get that stuff back. But anyway, did you rule on his?
Bona fide.
Oh, thank
You
you,
got,
John.
wow,
Well,
just like that. Give him a bona fide. Nice.
The gas. Well, I do
Smith.
look at gas prices. As a person who looks at gas prices, I fucking hate it. There's nothing worse to me than you're driving home and like the gas is something and you don't want to stop, and then the next morning it's fucking 30 cents up, and you're just like, wow, okay,
So
fucking
funny,
K.
man. You guys notice that? But I don't drive nearly as much as you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe if I drove it around as much as you guys, I would.
I drive a
but
truck a lot too.
Yeah.
F-150 truck. So
Dude,
it's. I'm not gonna
that's
say it's
fair.
a gas guzzler, but dude, when you fill up and you're like, really, fuck, holy shit, we're
Dude.
just under $100 here,
yeah, that's pretty bad.
and you start thinking like, oh, it's gonna cost me $10 to go to Mike's,
Yeah. That's fair because if I think back, remember I had a couple not obnoxious, but Jeeps and stuff, and I had a couple SUVs. I had a Grand Cherokee.
You had
at
that
one
orange
point.
Hummer,
The red Hummer.
orange one.
The red one. It was what was it? An H2 or something?
Yeah,
H3?
it was one of those little. Yeah,
It was the H3, I guess, when it first came out. And I had to order. They had to special order it and get it from Tennessee because I demanded a stick shift. Had to have a stick shift.
and you demanded orange too, which is weird to me.
Red. It was red. I
Orange.
would not get orange. It was red.
Drove an orange.
I would
Red.
never. I would never drive an orange.
I'm driving orange.
It was weird because it
wanna look like
clashed with his fanny pack. I remember that distinctly.
It was red. It was red. It was dope too. I like that thing with the chrome. But to your point, Jay. Sorry, you're not. That cord is fuck. Yeah, I do remember in those years, like, holy shit, this is like $60 to fill this damn thing, and it's gone by the time I get home.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was talk about a gas guzzler.
I remember when I was in high school, I could put $5 in my Grand Prix and I could make it a whole week. God damn it!
live for a month on it.
I'm gonna date myself here, gentlemen, but I remember the corner shell having like 87 cents, 87.9. You know, like
Yeah, it was a big deal when it went over $1. Gentlemen, I remember when cigarettes were $1.25 a pack.
So do I.
$7 now. It's outrageous.
Camel lights walk out $2. You know.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, let's take a very quick timeout. A little bit coming out on Anthony Bourdain, if anyone cares about that. I'm more interested in how the fuck he's got a 12-pack for a stomach at his
Oh
age.
yeah, I've
It's
seen him
weird.
shirtless. Yeah, got a bunch of tats and everything.
Yeah, it kind of creeps me out. Like
It's one of these guys with like an old man head, and then his body is like, just really ripped. It's weird.
Shredded
Yeah,
ripped.
like Iggy Pop, sort of.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe that's the thing with heroin junkies.
Yeah.
Is they just get fucking shredded, and then they have that forever. That's like the one benefit of doing heroin. If you survive it, you get this amazing 12-pack for the remainder of your life. Anyway, we'll
Although
take
Iggy Pop, dude. You seen him recently? Pretty droopy. Still doing the shirtless thing.
Really?
But dude, he's droopy as
Oh
fuck.
no, might have to pull up a big image of
Can't
him.
blame him. The guy's like 75. So.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be right back.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. I gotta tell you, Jay, you caused quite a dust-up in my world of late.
What happened?
Well, you'll remember an emailer, I believe his name might have been Mike, who said he messaged me and
Yeah.
and I didn't respond
Yes.
to him or something, and you were like, hold on.
Big up!
Who are you to think that you can just message
Miguel
you
is
know,
at his beck and call.
Yeah.
No,
and
that
blah, blah, blah. And we were going on and on
to
about
reframe it, it's Facebook that puts you at people's beck and call.
Yes.
And that's bullshit.
It's not that I gave people my cell phone number.
Yeah.
It's that all of a sudden, because I let everybody who wants to be friends with me, just because it's more show stuff than anything that I post, I will accept anybody's friendship. So where most of people have 50 friends, I might have a few thousand.
So are
you
people
know?
mad at me?
And so no, what they're doing is apologizing to me, and shit like, or they'll have some information.
Sorry to have taken up your time, man.
They'll have some information that is relevant that I am seeking, and
Yeah.
it's like, here, I just want to give you this information. You're probably not going to read this, probably not going to respond to it, and that's fine. That's
Sorry to
fine.
bother you.
I understand. Message received loud and clear. Shouldn't be bothering you. And I've responded to a few of these people because you know.
No, for the record, I was speaking on your behalf. Maybe you don't feel that way.
You know what? I was kind of was in my head for a couple of days because I understood where you were coming from, and on a lot of levels I agree with you, but on another level I was like, no, you know what? That's wrong. That's not fair.
You don't mind people pinging you at 3 a.m.?
I don't, because I've turned those
Ping away, everyone!
I've turned those notifications off so they don't ping anymore. But you're never going to get this. People are not going to reach out to you in a time of crisis and look for help. But I've said some things on this show.
People reach out to you in times of crisis?
Or they'll say, thank you for talking about this. I've suffered with depression or whatever, or drug addict for a long time.
Wow, I didn't want
and
to
so,
cut off a lifeline.
And
here.
so, to me, I'm always, I go, oh, man, what if I'm the only guy that they could reach out to? What if they don't have a close
What if you're the
family?
hotline that Conrad Bain puts at the bottom of the screen?
Yes. I just didn't want to.
Like at the end of the, Dudley in a bike shop episode.
Yes. Today's a very
If
special
you feel
episode.
awkward ever in a bike shop, call this number.
No, I felt bad. It was like
1-800-Dudley.
I don't ever want to have someone because that I know how hard that is to seek help out when you need it. And so if there's some dude out there that feels like they know me a little bit and relate and write me, I do my best to write those people back and whatever. And so I don't want those people who I know are on the fence
I had
in those
no
situations.
idea my comments were life and death.
Some of them can be.
Wow.
And plus, I learned apparently
My apologies,
one of
though.
our fine listeners was like, look, man, real quick, I don't expect you to respond. I won't, not expecting that at all. Totally get it, man. But just want to let you know that you were talking about DirecTV and Amazon Fire. You can get the ticket through there and not have to pay those cable prices and blah, blah, blah. So I do get a lot of very useful information out there.
Okay. For the record, I was speaking on Mike's behalf. Out of turn, apparently.
Yes.
I had no idea that you enjoyed those.
I thought you were right for a long period of time, and then I was like, you know what? Jay is new to the world of putting yourself in the public's eye, public spotlight. And so, if you think about it, I've asked people to listen to a virtual stranger. That's what I've done. And so then they get to know us, and then you're not a stranger to them anymore. And while they might be a stranger to me in some respects, I'm not really to them. And so I get why they would reach out. It makes sense. And so it's like, no, it doesn't bother me. Sometimes I let those things pile up to 200 messages before I even look at them. I don't care. But sometimes, so keep them coming. I
Hang
don't
away.
give a shit.
Ask him for, if you need any.
You're not in the book, so you don't have to deal with it
I should say something, by the way. My Facebook is well known that my number is still on my Facebook page.
Yeah, so they just call you.
Just FYI, I will actually respond even to text.
That was
but
the subject of the email.
But I do not always. Mostly do not save your numbers. Like I don't save it as. So just FYI, I'll respond to text usually,
okay,
but I don't know.
new policy. New policy.
You
we
can
want to
just
be clear.
call
We want to be clear. If you want to say something to me, feel free to email.
Yeah.
And I do read all emails.
I wasn't saying good or bad.
work-related.
It can be annoying at times. I'm just saying.
If you want to talk to E, text him.
Call him. Just call him direct. His cell phone is right there on his Facebook page. Mm-hmm.
And if you want to ping
gotta
Mike's
leave a
Facebook
voicemail.
Messenger, feel free.
You gotta leave a
Feel free.
voicemail if you're gonna call, though. I'm not just gonna pick up a phone number.
I think it is pretty fucking obnoxious, though.
You know what?
On the
I'm
whole,
going
for
to change
Facebook
my
to just
policy. Go ahead
open
and
that-
send me post.
Yeah.
Radio for One
There you
Studios,
go.
P.O. Box 250268, Franklin, Michigan 48025. Go ahead and
good.
just shoot me a post.
Yeah. Jay is very fond of the Pony Express. He's still living there. So if you've got an urgent message to get to someone on staff, you might want to hit me or E because it's going to take a good week or so for Jay to get your message.
Maybe.
Yeah. And it might be a few days before he hits the mailbox. So just don't expect an urgent if it's urgent, maybe go to me or E. Probably just E would be best if you're looking for that.
Well, I'm just a detention whore who will talk to anyone that will talk to me.
For the first time in my life, people want to talk to me. Good for you, E.
Per Walter's request, Gabara and the team at Zott Ford have graciously freshened up this read to no longer mention his medical misfortune. So, to celebrate summer, Zott Ford is continuing their zero due sign and drive event. While supplies last, lease a new 18 Ford Fusion as low as $133 a month with zero cash due at signing. If SUVs are more your flavor, lease a new 18 Ford Escape as low as $155 a month, also zero cash due. Surf their healthy deals and their massive inventory at dealsinthed.com.
Friends of Anthony Bourdain, I guess, were really concerned about his crazy love for this girlfriend, Asia Argento. She's a famous actress. No idea who that is. She's kind of a tatted up girl and seems perfect for Anthony, but she was pictured with another dude just days before his suicide.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
The host met her. Yeah, there she is.
Yeah. Look at that son of a bitch. He's ripped.
Dude, is that his shredded? What is that? 12-pack? I mean,
pretty much as shredded gets, especially for his age.
For
probably.
a guy who travels around the world, who travels
Eating.
number one, yeah, and then eats pork ass
and eats
with
a
extra ass.
shitload. He eats a shitload.
Yeah.
Wasn't he kind of a drinker too? Like I know he stopped doing
Yeah,
drugs, but I
yeah.
thought he was still kind of drinking.
No.
Yeah, he'll drink
maybe
beers. I think he drinks beer.
Yeah, from what I learned on the Mark Maron 2001
Okay,
episode,
he was
or
kinda
2011 episode, he said,
Yeah.
I'll occasionally have a beer or something, but I've never been a big drinker.
Not. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, heroin and coke were his game back in the day.
So is that something that some people are just born with, or
Yeah,
does
that's
he have to work?
genes, dude. He's
That's just
got
genes.
low body fat.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly he runs or something along with it, but you don't get that old and you're not that ripped without some really good genes.
I mean, what are we talking? I would see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Dude, you're counting his sternum? I mean,
Maybe. I'm counting right under the titties because it looks like muscles going right on down. That's insane. So anyway, he meets this chick while filming Parts Unknown in Italy in 2016. And friends are saying he absolutely fell head over heels for this chick, calling him a teenage boy, just absolutely love-struck. Friends began to become concerned with his infatuation with her. He would have done anything for her. That was a little red flag for some of his friends. Like, he was crazy in love with her, crazy being the key word. The publicist for Parts Unknown, Karen Reynolds, told People magazine, he seemed giddy, uncharacteristically communicative in the days in the run-up to the suicide. He appeared to be delighted with the latest episode, filmed in Hong Kong. He was so happy. I didn't talk to him this week, but all I know is he was so happy about last week. I mean, giddy. He was texting me, emailing me, which he doesn't normally do, about publicity for episodes. But he was like, this is a high watermark. This is the best thing I've ever done. I saw nothing that would indicate what happened. Like this would happen. We're floored. Complete shock. A friend of Bourdain's told People also that while they knew he was overworked and struggling with the breakdown of his marriage, and no one had any idea he'd been suicidal, no one in his circle of friends knew he was struggling in any life or death way. Honestly, I don't think anyone knew. The shock of Tony's death is almost as profound as the pain. Even his closest friends are still waiting for some mystery to be uncovered, like, oh, okay, he had a terminal blah, 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 or something that he just found out ago.
Well, Rose McGowan has come out in support of Asia and
Yes.
said, please don't blame Asia.
Right.
So there's that.
Did you see her comment? Did you
did.
read the statement about that Rose put out there?
Yeah.
Anthony and Asia had a free relationship. They loved without borders of traditional relationships. They established the parameters of their relationship early on. Asia is a free bird, and so is Anthony. So if you hear that, I don't know.
I'll say I actually really like tattoos on chicks more than even I don't mind a lot. But dude, look at this one that she has. Isn't that a little?
Oh my God, is that like an angel going down to her snatch?
I mean,
Yeah,
and-
that's yeah.
And I should
Dude,
Yeah,
are
clarify.
these
you wonder,
all-
you wonder
are
how
these
that
all
ends,
angels?
right? You wonder what the full.
I mean,
design
right?
of
Where
is.
does that?
Yeah, that thing's going right into the
Does
vagina.
she just open the angel open her legs, and
I mean, that could end.
that could be disastrous.
I mean,
Yeah.
does the vagine line up with the vagine?
It might.
Yeah.
It just seems inappropriate with an angel to be
I
like
just-
flashing its snatch.
That would
know.
just be, and like I said, I like them more than even some do. I don't mind tats and piercings, dyed hair, but dude, that would be weird to me.
Maybe it
Like,
comes out genie style.
Going
out of
down
the-
on that. I mean, I don't do that, but for people that do,
No. You know,
I don't. Yeah.
you're rubbing the lamp, and out comes the angel.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I don't like tattoos around vagines and titties and butts. I'm not crazy about those. You know what I mean?
although I will say,
I don't know.
You know what's
Whatever.
funny? Someone said to me this
each their own.
the other day, and I actually did agree with this. Like some people's big thing is like, well, you're gonna look like an idiot when you're older and your skin's all wrinkly. Dude, your skin's gonna be wrinkly as
I
shit
know, you're
anyway
a mess
when
either
you're
way, right?
like, what's
Yeah.
Do you see 80-year-old men where they don't have tattoos?
Right.
Doesn't it look shit anyway? You go, oh, look at that fucking flabby skin. What's the difference if there's some?
Yeah, I like tattoos. I don't really
Yeah.
have a aversion to.
Well, we
that.
like in our childhood though. You think of the old man that they just turned green. and
yeah,
it'd be
just
like the
prison
anchor.
tats or,
I mean,
or
if they're-
navy. Yeah, my
Navy
grandpa
anchor.
had one of those. You know,
Yeah.
in the war, he got a couple, and they're just a mess. You can't
Yeah.
even tell what they were. They're just blotches.
Just
Yeah, I mean, if they're
green
done
blotches.
poorly-
You could, however, still read sweet and sour under his nipples.
Ha! Why, do you know what that was from, or any reasoning, or?
He was just in the army. Thought it'd be
Wow.
funny.
Yeah, it was. At one point,
Or in the
for,
Navy, sorry.
for one day amongst his buddies.
Sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour. Wow, wow. Did you ever find a picture of?
Oh shit! What was I looking up? I forgot.
Well, you said so and so's getting droopy, and I kind of
Oh,
wanted to
Iggy
see
Pop?
Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, Iggy Pop. Just like Iggy Pop 2018 or something, and see if anything pops up.
Yeah, I guess this looks pretty recent.
Dude's 71 years old. You know.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, whatever. See, Chelsea Clinton is getting pissed off. Oh,
But Jay's
What
right. I mean,
is
I don't,
that?
I don't
Look,
know much
dude.
about him, but I mean,
You can't you just. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
they've distorted his face here, but you get the idea of his body.
yeah.
That, you know,
Yep. Yep. I see it.
see Anthony Kiedis and
Oh, there you go. There's a good
25
picture.
years.
Yes, I do.
but what did you
Yeah,
say
that
is
needs to
he-
be shirted. It's time for a shirt.
I know that's his thing and everything. But
Yeah. It was.
Come on, Ig.
Yeah.
But why? But if you think about it, if you're him, why? What does he give a fuck? I mean,
Yeah, but it's offensive to
It's
me.
off-putting.
Yeah, it's.
We're
Well,
to the
don't
point
go,
where it's
right?
off-putting.
if I were him, I'd be like, don't go then.
Yeah, you wouldn't care. Chelsea Clinton is hitting back at trolls online. She's been compared to Howdy Doody and a donkey a lot.
Oh, I'm certain of that. I'm quite certain of it.
Yeah, I mean, but the truth is, if you look like Howdy Doody for real,
Dude.
is it inappropriate for people to mention it?
I've never thought of Donkey from Shrek. I don't really see it, but yeah, Howdy Doody is what. Honestly, after seeing that chick for the first time in
Yeah.
'98 or whatever, whenever that was, it's like, yeah, dude, Howdy Doody.
Thanks to Richard and all the people at Twitter who have compared me to Howdy Doody, I now know a bit about him, including that he stood up to bullies and believed in being kind to animals. I'm always happy to be on the side of allyship and kindness. Thanks again.
Oh,
Ah,
boy.
boy, it bothers her. Now she's going to get hit with Howdy Doody. You're better off. Look, listen, I learned a long time ago, just let Chaz Bono happen.
Yeah.
Don't address it.
I'm trying to
Don't
turn
take
it into
offense.
lemonade.
Yeah. I know some of you think that Chaz Bono is offensive, but I learned a lot about him today.
I always felt bad for her and Amy Carter, though. They were really just awkward-looking teens.
Was she 12 when Bill went into the White House, I believe?
Something like it.
I know
Just
that
very awkward.
that same year, Rush Limbaugh compared her to a dog and took a lot of shit for that. Said she
Really?
looked like a dog. Yeah, she was just a goofy-looking kid.
Mm-hmm.
She's not much prettier now, no offense, but yeah, Rush said she resembled a dog. So anyway, she's hitting back at those people. Do we have any email at all, Jay? Should we get some email?
We got a lot of email, Mike. We always have a lot of email. Here's one for you, and this is stated as a grievance, but I'm going to do Mark a favor and not put a clock to it because
I can
kind
see
of
through it. There's no way that's going to fit in the timer, under the timer.
because I think it is an interesting issue, but it takes some splaining, and it's about change essentially, like coinage. Jay, a grievance found me. I'm at Kroger using the U-Scan, and the total is $19.07, and it's time to pay. I have a hypothesis that wealth may hide in our loose change. No question. I figure hundreds
it
of
definitely
dollars are lost to random coins every year, perhaps thousands for each person. At the start of the day, I grab a small assorted lot of coins and then systematically pay with exact change along the way. I've noticed attendants don't really enjoy this as I sift through lint and candy wrappers, an occasional frog, maybe a slingshot, some jacks or firecracker. But this has little to do with my grievance. Yes, Jesus.
I was just going to say, because I know Mike won't care, but for you might. To me, like, honestly, paying, if you get that weird number and you have the exact change, you know, have to break the dollar, I think there's, like, it's so satisfying to me.
Dude,
like,
I
don't
would
know
agree. I would
okay.
agree with that.
Well, yeah,
believe it or not.
It's not satisfying from the standpoint of, I've got my cleaned out.
No, yeah,
Dude,
no.
I'm getting rid of change is how
Right.
I look at it.
Yeah.
Like every morning I get my $1.06 coffee at McDonald's, and every morning, you bet your ass I'm using 6 pennies.
Yeah.
I'm not getting 94 cents back every day.
Right.
Absolutely not. And I'm with you there. There's nothing worse than, that'll be $1.98, sir.
Because to Mark's point, I would end up only probably using 50 cents of that 94 that I got back ultimately.
Yeah.
It'd fall behind the seats, it'd, get chucked into a bag, whatever.
Yep. Great
so,
point.
He continues.
Great
Again,
point.
I'm at the use scam.
Hold on, just to wrap that up. The people I can't stand, though, are the fucking old people that still have that plastic thing that they squeeze that holds their change. I've seen that very rarely, but every once in a while it's like, okay, pal, really?
Oh, hold on. I think I've got change for that.
It is it's the most interesting thing to me ever. The more I think about it, the more it's come up on this show of like, when do you reach the point where you're quote unquote this old man? And like, when do these things just happen? They're normal people, man. Like Jay likes to say this though, like they were a human at one point.
Yeah.
They were just like how they're just like us, man. We go to the bar, you went to concerts,
Bang
and there's just
chicks.
yeah, right. Got their dick sucked. I mean,
at some point you cross the line though, right?
And there's
Where it's
just
like,
this-
fuck, you're an old man.
Yeah.
but I wonder,
it
like,
does, you're right. It's like that guy, that 88-year-old man that's got his pants hiked up to his tits.
Used to be
He's
a
like,
real human.
That guy got blown behind a rock in the park at one point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, he was water skiing.
Absolutely.
It's
Just
just very-
shotgun and beers.
Fuck yeah, he was. He was just jumping over campfires and stuff, drunk with his boys.
it's just very interesting to me on like when that thing happens.
It's
when
a
does
slow
that
progression.
I know,
Slow
I know,
progression.
I know.
You start to
but
wake up with weird aches and pains, like Mike's knee yesterday.
yeah, but he's still going.
It's like,
You
but
start to wear shit out of comfort, not style.
yeah,
Like, yeah, I know these shoes kind of suck, but damn, are they comfortable? You know?
yeah. I've got a couple pairs of shoes right now where it's like those just need to be thrown away, and it's like,
All
what
of a
do I
sudden, you're
care?
in sensible polyester pants.
yeah, and you know what? The comfort I've been already starting to get behind some of that comfort. I used to, even with my my normcore like Salvation Army shit, I still like the t-shirts and stuff, but I find myself more and more like I don't want to. I used to buy pants that might be more funny to me, and now I'm like, I even like the idea
maybe-
of wearing them, but I don't like. But dude, this is a pain, man. Just put on my comfortable jeans.
Is my whole prana thing an old man thing?
Oh
Right?
yeah,
So, yeah.
I mean, I don't care, but
Yeah,
it is.
they're great pants. You
You
can't
found-
deny they're fucking great pants,
They're
right?
fine.
Is anybody going to?
They're fine.
They're great
They're fi-
pants.
You found a pair of pants that you like and then bought 16 of them in various colors. Dude, that's fucking old man as shit. That's old man as
Nothing wrong
shit.
with it, but it is. I mean,
All right. Well, continuing with Mark's
That is a
grievance.
person who has given up on style. On
No,
every
they're
level.
great looking pants. It's not like I found some shit pants.
but what would your
I'm
kids
not
think about?
saying
What do
it's
your kids think about you buying 16 pants? Do they think they're hot? Like, do they?
Wow, those pants
They're
are
like,
sweet.
Dad, I prefer the putty over the dark green, but
You know what I mean, though,
yes,
dude.
I know what you mean. So again, says Mark.
Okay, sorry.
I'm at the use scam, and this time he worded it scam. I don't know if
Oh,
that was
I see.
intentional. or
Taco
not.
hell.
Very passive aggressive.
The total is 1907. As per my hypotheses, I put coin in first as directed. Let's say I haphazardly put a dime. Now my total's 1897, filling my shallow shirt pocket with more random coins. See, so you know what he's doing?
You have
He's-
to put the
he's-
coins in first because if you put the dollars in, they're going to force.
Yeah, so he's
forcefully-
trying to get rid of his coinage, but he's ending up with 97 more cents, right? These coins, of course, fall out of my pockets as soon as I get in the car and essentially become lost wealth. I know this is convoluted, but my grievance remains that the use scam cash out. I put coin in to preserve my hidden wealth and essentially get more coins back than I would have if had I only used paper dollars.
You should just be using a credit card anyway. This is bullshit anyway. Just use a credit card and mass points, my man.
Kind of with you.
I mean, what do you? Because the beauty of the credit card is obviously this whole coinage bullshit doesn't matter, dude. The idea that something is $2.11, okay, well with a credit card you don't lose that 99 cents.
Let me tell you something. Every 2 years or so,
89.
when I go to Zott, Ford, and Holly, and I get a new lease,
Yeah.
I end up getting at least $1,000 back from my credit card because I use this Citibank Driver's Edge card.
Oh, okay.
And I send in proof that I've leased a new car, and they give me all my points that I've accrued back. And I'm sure people are nodding their heads going, yeah, dude, I get, travel,
everyone's got
travel
their own
points
different
on
ones,
my,
right.
I really
Northwest
need to
card
get
or
one of those
whatever.
credit cards. Just
Dude,
two.
You do.
I literally
I
make
know.
thousands of dollars every
know.
couple of years.
You know what mine was? Years ago, I was just like, nope, I don't want to run up a tab. I'm
I
not going to
get
go.
that.
I'm not going to go into debt with a credit card. If I don't have the money, I don't have the money.
But see what you, and I
And
know
that- and
dude,
that
this
Have
is what I
the
would tell
discipline
them.
to pay it off every month.
Yes, that's the key. And I didn't trust myself. And so for years, when I didn't make money,
That's why you're using the debit card.
yeah, it was like, dude,
Did you
this
get that
is what I
straightened out,
do.
by the way?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
This is literally what
I
I
mean,
would.
I'm in the process now. I'm in the system, so I
Good.
should know within 10 days whether there's a whole process that goes on. There's a team
A
of
litany
guys.
of steps.
There's just a team at a long mahogany table, and they're just sitting down, harumphing about whether or not my grievance is valid or not, or if I'm
Right.
just being a pussy.
This is what I would tell literally kids. I think I would tell or people getting their first credit card. Dude, Mike should get a credit card and just do gas, dude,
Well,
or
it
something.
establishes credit too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody should have a good.
But just
line
do
of credit.
gas. Just do shit that you're already, and it's like, okay, so it's your credit card's $200 a month, and if you pay it off every month, dude, you're gonna get money back, and then fucking shit's gonna come your way.
It does take a modicum of discipline.
It does, and I abused
And
it,
was
for
just,
a while.
It was just a policy I had when I was younger and didn't make much money, and then it just, whatever.
I remember the
Okay,
first
Here
time-
I am. I still don't have one, and now they give you all kinds of rewards and treats and candy.
You're right.
For having a credit card. That didn't used to be the way they did it. So now I need to. It sounds like I need to get in the game.
No, you're right, and I was bad with my first credit card, so I can't really say anything. That didn't help me at all. But
We'll save the rest for tomorrow. And if you do want to email in, email at DetroitCast.com, and we will. I always read them all. I at least peruse.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you a warning though. If you're sending me a link, you got to send me something like, "Hey, this is this.
Yeah.
You're going to enjoy this because of this. This relates to X."
What are they not supposed to do?
Send me simply a link and go, "Dude, check this out."
So, dude, check
I
this out is
never
not good
click
enough.
on that. I
Really?
I don't click.
Probably Can't you usually tell from the wording in the link?
Sometimes, but
Like raccoon.
Ain't nobody got
no,
time for that.
whoa, Mike, don't. You can't give. Give him an inch. They'll take a mile. He's right. I'm not. Jay's right.
Please
if you're
just
gonna
take a moment and describe
just
it.
at least
'cause
put
I
a
get
sentence
a
in
lot of
there.
these where people are, dude, and I appreciate that. You want to add something to the show or whatever, but
Yeah.
I don't
Nobody got time for
trust.
that.
I don't trust a lot of links, and I
Yep.
don't trust a lot of you sons of bitches. To be honest with you.
I don't fault you for that. I really don't. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us today. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen,